Words, words, words. Words, words, words. Words. Okay. Stupid microphone glitch. Like, it's the one thing that just... It can happen, and it just ruins a VOD. Yeah, it's not even afternoon, and I'm going live. It is what it is. It's a Sunday. I'm bored. I want to make some progress on Alan Wake. It is this month's game, and there's tons of other stuff. That I want to play. Keys that I've received. Games that I've grabbed. Games that I want to grab, but I can't justify paying for just yet. And then there's Summer Games Fest, an Xbox event, and... Whew, morning space! It is what it is. Let's put 2 hours into Alan Wake. I was like, I didn't expect to see this AI-pilled enthusiast of games. AI-pilled. Is that a term now? Is that an official saying? AI-pilled. Maybe I should post something. Maybe I should put something on screen, something that I generated recently. What I've been doing is taking my own illustrations and then feeding them into the AI to see what sort of result I get. And it just has served to show me that I'm not a decent artist. Because the AI is like, here's this masterpiece. And then I'll post up the piece of shit I fed it. You're gonna say, it's not a piece of shit. You're a better artist than you think. Mate. What I fed it. And it's like, yes, I see what you're going for. Here, let me make it better in every possible way. Previously on Alan Wake.
Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was.
Previously on Ninjago.
So dark.
Previously
Found only a few scattered
Previously on Bionicle.
Entire
Matanui Tui Panga.
in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found...
I don't know, I don't buy it. I think this girl's lying.
I was digging around.
Give me the
Mr.
fucking
Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker.
lantern.
We have an FBI agent here.
All right.
Nightingale.
FBI.
Good.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
Hi,
I'm
Randolph.
looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer.
Oh,
That Rose,
people told me...
she's a nice girl. Always pays
The
her-
radio guy told everyone I was here in
As I was
town.
saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and, get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld.
The Indians.
I'm the God-fearing
You
type.
better hold your tongue. You're not allowed to say that anymore.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, So much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
You're telling me that why? Do you think I'm Thomas Zane? What's wrong with you? Could never be Thomas Zane.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier.
At least you're not Thomas
Lovers.
Robb. Remind me?
Sure, Jagger's a local spook store. The Scratchin' Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Come on, Barry. I'm trying to listen to you from, like, far away. Oh, that person. Yeah. There was a reason why I'd wiped them from my memory.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
I'm just here to have a look if she left a coffee thermos behind her. Those Alan Wake photos? Nah. Couldn't be. She's not that far gone, is she? Probably.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
I'm not possessed at all.
Hey, this is really good. Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What?
What's in the coffee? This isn't Misery, is it?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Turning into a horror story. Medicated to hate. Can't read those titles. Web metrics. Where's she got such a girly room? I'm not judging, but why's she got
Rose
such a
took
girly
day
room?
from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road. Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
What if there was?
Deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
Hey Barry. Hey Barry. Hey Barry.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and
Is there a photo mode in this?
on the counter. There. Would you
Sorry, I was
like
just
to
thinking
drink
about
today's
looking up her
special?
dress,
Thank you.
but there's no photo mode.
Have a nice day. Come back soon.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Gun and flashlight were gone. They took my weapons away again.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well,
We need to cook.
the way you are, bud. Well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but I ain't been drinking either, you know?
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had a, argument with Danny. You know Danny, and, then I got in trouble with
Oh, is this the guy that was in the jail cell earlier? Turned on the light for him.
I heard something like that, Walt.
Well, you know, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today. And now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure you will walk away?
Hey, Johnny.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
What is this Matrix nonsense?
What are you? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake! Come on!
Put him up, Hemingway! Why are they after me? What did I do? I've been asleep for 12 hours.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark.
Nothing to do with the cops. Wanted some insight into why I'm getting shot at right now. Joke's on them, there might be a gun. Shame. Gonna lose the bridge? Nope. Honestly shocked. I felt like it was gonna happen.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
You on the ground. Hold it right there.
Not a chance. Well, I'm being brought to this tower.
This is Jane. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. Jake, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, what are you... Come on.
Sit down and give me that. Jane, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Hey, what's wrong with liking a little drink every now and then, eh?
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Radio station. This bit rings a bell. I might be getting close to how far I got on my initial playthrough before I gave up on this game.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
His name is Maine. Of course it is.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
That's where Stephen King's from, and that's the place that appears in most of his books. I'm onto you, video game.
There was no power to the searchlight.
Why isn't there any power in the searchlight, huh? Destroy the gate. Can't climb over it. Okay, I should have expected that, really. Walking into it would hurt me. You know, can't just climb that fence. Yeah, most people would be able to climb that fence, right? I'm fairly confident I could climb that fence. Not happening that way, though. That's right, universe. You're forgetting who you're dealing with. Okay.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
He imagined. He's just straight up admitted that he's coming up with the story in his head now.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light. There was no power to the searchlight.
No, because that would be too easy, wouldn't it? So how does one get power in the searchlight? Suppose, you know, take a look at it, but there's no, like, cables leading to it. Not that I saw. Like a battery or something. There are cables. I see it. And now the searchlight's broken. Another one. Ah, here we go. Don't have a gun yet, though. Thank
It took me a
you.
moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Just flashbangs, though. Safe.
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Batteries, no gun! I don't like not having a gun. It makes me feel naked. Is that how Texans feel?
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Well,
You have to transfer some shells in. I'm sorry, but my grandma
well, thank you very much for your viewpoints, Lorna.
Yo, Mr. Radio Man. That made him look like he's fucking mad from a distance.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm gonna see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down.
Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Hey all, he's running from the law. Alan Wake is here. Well done, you dingus.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
That's where memory will play tricks on you, right? Because I swear I remember giving that guy an interview. Feels good to have a gun again. I see ya.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Nice way of explaining away video game logic, pal. I appreciate it, though. That they took the time to explain why. Even if they didn't actually explain why. don't you come into the light? Shit. Ahoy, matey! Got him. Wonder if there's a thermos around here. I know I'll have to go through on easy with a thermos guide. Well, it might have to be Nightmare because there's pages you can only get on Nightmare. In which case I just won't bother. I don't care that much. Well, they did a good job, at least on the environments of this, kind of making it just look a bit fresher than a 360 game. Credit. They did enough work on this to polish it without making it too bad. I just don't like Alan's new face. But I'm getting used to it.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
In here? Give me that. Revolver ammo reached. And I'm fully reloaded. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, something's gonna happen here if they're giving me all this ammo. Bro, please. Give me a moment. Wait, how far back am I? How far back was this? Before the call? Oh, fuck off.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Can I skip the call?
Alice? Alice?
This slows me down!
Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me.
I've heard this!
I look at you, Alan, and it's not you.
Skip, skip, skip!
Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
That's right. Fuck right off.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Follow. Okay. If you insist.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything.
And our checkpoint.
On the opposite
Answer the
shore.
phone. Oh,
I
thank
hoped I
God.
could find a car from there.
I think I would have cringed if I had to go all the way back there.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Oh my God, seriously? I'm holding up a flare! What do you want me to do about it, huh? We couldn't think of any new enemies for this section, so, wheelbarrows? Flying wheelbarrows. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, thanks, Sam. Let's go on tea break now. Fucking hell.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Heavy duty flashlight. I mean, all this time I could have had a better flashlight? I didn't call shit. All my paper's legit. Got it. I think I was supposed to shoot the petrol cans around here. Oh well. flare. I think that's it for items. Waste of a perfectly good flare! The light, you can hurt them. Oh, I'm so glad we've only introduced that now. You know, it's not like that's been the case during the whole game. Bit too late to be telling me that.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado.
Am I about to meet with the kidnapper? I'm Sonic the Kidnapper! What? Oh, come on. Fuck me dead! Fuck me fucking dead! Oh my god! Yeah, that's right. Roll the roller da! That could have gone better. That also could have gone a lot worse. I need a coffee after that. Better be a thermos around here. Yeah, I'm fully reloaded. No revolver. I don't see a thermos. Damn. What's the gate so slow? There it is. Thermos. Have I got 25 yet? Game's like, excuse me, there's a car here?
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
Wow, stuttering
The
FMV.
mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I can't go this way. This is the way I came, dingus. So the enemy is forest zombies? The enemy is whatever Alan Wake feels like the enemy should be in that situation. Well, why is the road out?
During daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
That's why the bridge is out,
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I'm going to drive the rest of the way there, because it seems like a long way to go on foot. Yeah, squirrels. Enemy squirrels. Alan Wake 2, confirmed. That's the only thing that's really missing in this game is animals. There's some birds. One of the bosses is birds, but that's about it.
Deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real.
I want to drive this one. This one looks so cool. It's so cute. Birdemic 4. I'd love to see them do a Birdemic game, you know. Can't be worse than the films. You could do a boomer shooter. A fairly competent developer could make a reasonable boomer shooter out of Birdemic. Speaking of boomer shooter, there's a game I really want to play called Slayers X. Well, it's got a much longer name than that. But it's part of the Hypnospace Outlaw series. It's on PC Game Pass.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBS-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order, either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
He's on our side. Mr. Radio Man is on our side. Love to see it. I was hoping there'd be a thermos in there, or at least an item or something. Do you know how much I've been through? What a rip. Everybody's got radios just randomly in the forest here with enough battery in it to use. No, no, no. Nobody pumps the tires on the Batmobile. I'll shush. Is it? Oh, it's afternoon. It's afternoon now. Maybe I should have a drink. Something cool up here. This is the first time this game has felt like an open world, you know? Because it's not an open world. But the whole game subsists inside an open world. Hi, hi, hi.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean,
How am I today?
isn't that depressing?
I'm okay.
Or heck, childish even?
Wanted to get some streaming in early and then maybe use the afternoon to do something productive.
Analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since...
I wonder if this radio host is an XP for Thomas Zane as well.
Hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I liked my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Nobody keeping a thermos up here? Really? Seems like the perfect place to keep a thermos. I'm gonna use this car. This car looks kind of sweet. I'm gonna steal somebody else's car. I'm gonna keep stealing cars. You wouldn't download a car. Don't tempt me. Someone needs to get that you wouldn't download a car meme and then, like, have a picture of someone sweating and label it GTA modders.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight.
Yes, the Paw Patrol GTA. I'm looking forward to it. Depending on price, it could be a day one purchase for me. We'll have to see what the price point is on it. I definitely enjoy streaming children's games, but I mean, Peppa Pig was a massive disappointment when I got that day one and streamed it.
I was early. I was supposed to
I traded
meet
it in
the
like
kidnapper at noon in the main
2
building.
days later.
The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Give me that thermos. Oh yeah. Not gonna read every sign. That's a casual playthrough thing. Reading all the signs. There is a trophy for it. But... I don't think I like Alan Wake enough to do like 4 playthroughs of it. Getting everything. Reading everything.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me.
It'd be nice to see Cosmic Shake on Game Pass, wouldn't it?
It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake,
Where the hell are you?
change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
The safest way down. Ooh. Not sure that's right, but it worked in that situation.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Lots of items. But no, you know, flare gun ammo, which is actually useful. Can't I just squish a flare into the flare gun? Mirror Peak or Twin Peak? Leave me alone, leave me alone. That didn't explode. Telling me they're just for show? Superhero rights. Wasn't there like a Wonder Woman game in development or something? I'd heard something along those lines. Two years ago. We should expect to see something now then, surely. It was announced 2 years ago. $26 million to develop a game. It's crazy. Games shouldn't be worth that kind of money. It's absurd. that a tornado? Oh, come on. Oh, all the DC character rights. Ooh,
was to go through the building.
That'd be tasty, wouldn't it?
Avoid electrocution.
Microsoft grabbed themselves that. That'd be quite delicious. It would literally be Sony Marvel versus Microsoft DC. Something kind of poetic about that. So glad this game has something resembling an auto-aim. So I would struggle without it. Go. Sega would be a fun one, but it would never happen. Be fun to consider it, but no. I think out of publishers like that, Namdai is out of the question. Capcom is probably out of the question as well. Just because they release their stuff on everything. They already own Machine Games. But I'm thinking developers like that. Remedy. Remedy would be fun. I think they're owned by... It's either like THQ or Epic. Remedy would be a fun one, wouldn't it? Worked with Microsoft before. It's topical to the game I'm playing right now. I wonder if there'll be any sort of announcement of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard King at the Xbox Showcase. I should make a bingo card for Summer Games Fest. Middle space, Jeff Keighley, free space. I am actually out of ammo. That is shocking. That is genuinely shocking. This doesn't constitute like a clever idea. Just objects in the environment going black and then flying. Remedy sign on his shelf. Ooh. Yes. Ooh, I like that. I like how that sounds. Remedy joins Microsoft Game Studios. Yes. Remedy joins the Xbox family. I like that. I like the way that sounds. Of course, I don't want anybody to miss out on anything that's already been confirmed for multiple platforms. You know, Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, which is Rockstar anyway, that Remedy developed. I don't have any ammo! Barely anything here. That's it. 12 rounds. Christ. $24. That's a bit better. Yeah. So Sony's... It's beautiful, right? You go on Twitter and you say, you know, Sony's an idiot. Xbox, you know, people come back and say, oh, you're an Xbox fanboy. If you retweet about the cloud and you say it's great, they still come back and say, oh, Microsoft is fucking Xbox fanboy. When you're agreeing with Sony on this point. I agree with Sony. Cloud and consoles are not the same thing. Oh my god, this is bullshit. Take a fucking flare. Take your fucking pill. This game's difficulty is starting to really clamber up a bit. Just general encounters are getting dicier. Trust no one in the dark. What if Sony signed the MS 10-year deal in the dark? In legal proceedings like that, they can, you know, things can be done under an NDA. Microsoft and Sony could have secretly agreed to something.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets...
Touched by the dark presence. It's going to be a difficult one to argue in court, isn't it? Tell me where the dark presence touched you. Can you single him out for us? It's those objects shaking at the back of the courtroom. Thank you. Don't know if I was meant to do that, but I did that. Just the sound of things breaking, it's like, yep.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
You don't say, Mr. Wake. That's where I need to go. Let's have a look over here, see if there's something. A thermos or a... No. Okay. Oh! I just spawned more enemies, maybe. Or they were just further away and they caught up with me. No, I've just twigged. You can just slow them down by flashing the flashlight on them just quickly. That's where I've been going wrong with the combat. It's actually a more effective method of fighting them than what I've been doing. Knack. That'd be a fun one, wouldn't it? It's the kind of family-friendly sort of platformer Xbox needs. Then again, so would SpongeBob be. I think SpongeBob, you know, fits better on other platforms, though. So, as a Game Pass edition, yes. As a Microsoft IP, no. If you want a family-friendly, like, IP that could go on Microsoft, they've already got them. Viva Pinata and Banjo-Kazooie. Microsoft already has them, they're just not doing anything with them. Oh, these guys can dash me now. That's new. Out of ammo again! Oh my god! Jesus fucking Christ! Fuck's sake. There's not enough ammo right now in the game. Like, I might be better off skipping fights altogether and just running. Sake. Nope. I'm forced to fight them. Which means I gotta hope there's enough ammo. Five Nights at Freddy's. I still think Xbox is better off getting their own new things rather than like Wonder Woman hasn't really had a video game yet, so Wonder Woman would be perfect for like Xbox. Unless somebody's gonna point to me some like Commodore 64 Wonder Woman game or something. Be like, oh, Wonder Woman did have a game back in 1987. So it kind of works there. You take something that hasn't really had that transition to video games before, I think you're less likely to piss people off by making it exclusive to a platform. It's like Bayonetta 2 and 3 not being on platforms other than Nintendo platforms. It is shit. But, I mean, exclusives are as exclusives always have been, I suppose. As per usual, you get punished for sorting yourself out. I mean, the story of my life. Fucking stop it! Hey, you got all these free items, and now you've had to use them all already. Atari. Atari now is not Atari then. You know what I mean? Like, Atari now would only be worth its IPs. I don't think Atari's IPs are as strong as the current day Atari thinks they are.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Pump action shotgun. When Atari is just like a holding name now, really, and some IP rights. You're not going to get Atari quality on anything new from Atari these days. Just sad, but it's the truth. I'm just... Summer Games Fest, I'm looking forward to the DokeV news. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's kept me going, but... Okay, I'm gonna say that. That's what kept me going. Getting ridiculous now. It's getting undoable now. 6 enemies. Lovely. Ooh. Does it even know I went to that hut or house or whatever? Or am I past that?
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Nope. THQ's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I'm sure THQ makes enough money from releasing their stuff on other platforms. Microsoft's never going to convince a company like THQ to only release their stuff on Xbox. Now, I know that Microsoft buying a company doesn't necessarily mean that all their stuff is going to be exclusive, and they do claim that they approach everything on a case-by-case basis. However, they do have a precedent of buying a company and then the game's not releasing elsewhere. This is fucking frustrating. Like, I am genuinely unimpressed with this section.
I had no real plan.
Yeah, keep it on everything but drop the games on Game Pass is a good shout.
If that wasn't enough, I'd hold
Microsoft wants those Game Pass numbers up. And if they can get them up, I say go for it. Well, that's one option, to get rid of those enemies. How many times have I picked up the same fucking thermos at this point? Oh, come on! It would be funny if Alone in the Dark only released on Xbox. That'd piss off a lot of people.
I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I
Don't want
had
to do
for
anything
Alice.
that would piss anyone
If
off
that
there.
wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
I just want games to be better. It's kind of telling that this generation, so many companies have just been re-releasing old games. Almost like they admit the old games are better. I mean, that's got to be embarrassing if you think about it. Yeah, Evil Within. Is there anything else that fits under the horror umbrella? I mean, Microsoft has plenty of horror games on their platform, but they don't own any horror IPs besides Evil Within. I mean, Ghostwire is... what is it? Who owns Ghostwire exactly? Is it Sony? Fuck's sake! I have actually reached an impasse point where I'm like, okay, if I can't do this, I will uninstall the game and I will trade it in at CEX. I am actually right now in the mindset to do that. Alan Wake will last a whopping 2 streams. Hey, Draven. You came in at a bad checkpoint. Even when I know what's coming, I still get my ass handed to me. Game not treating me well at all. Where are those enemies now? You know, yeah, there we go. Taking a while. Right. Where am I? Where's the house? Over here. Gonna try and lure the enemies from that house over to this light. Or I could take them out with a flare gun. Because I know they're there now, you fucking wankers! Okay. Just when enemies spawn on top of you. That's so bullshit. Speaking of which... I feel like Good Luck Draven is here to balance things out. When I get to the little bridge, there's 5 enemies. Or it might even be 6. Now I know they're coming. The Xbox turned down the Ori, folks. But Ori did so well on Xbox. That seems like a bit of a bum steer, doesn't it? Checkpoint. Yeah, I don't feel so bad now.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Alice? Alice? Who the fuck is Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Okay. This archetype is easily the worst. What the hell? Oh, there was a bad situation at the studio. Well, is Microsoft not aware of the allegations against Activision Blizzard? I'd say that's a nonsense reason to not buy a publisher, is because they've been up to no good. Because you can't make that same argument when Microsoft wants to buy ABK, who are just as bad. We really need to ask Bobby Kotick what happened on that island. I think the general public has a right to know.
A ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Oh, Xbox owns Ori. Oh, fair enough then. That works then. Yeah, you could clean house after investigating, but in the meantime, everyone's like, oh, Microsoft bought that studio that's full of nasty people. You can't win in that case. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Last thing you want is, you know, to investigate before buying and then find out there's a million things else wrong with the studio. Then again, that could reduce the price of the acquisition, couldn't it? Surprised that didn't crumble underneath my feet. Rapey Gorge, yada yada yada. This isn't my casual playthrough. I don't need to read every sign. Something really solid about the way this plays. You can tell it's an Xbox 360 game, mechanically. But it still holds up. Stuff coming to life is like the worst part of this. Hands down. Like, it's lazy enemy design. Oh, there's rubble on the floor. It comes to life. Ooh. A slime attacks. No thanks. Actually, I'd take a slime over, like, fucking barrel flies at you. Deals damage for some reason. Oh, fuck. Go on, get stuck. I have a tree to protect me. Did you hear NetEase was pissed with that China approved ABK without concessions? They sued Blizzard for World of Warcraft refunds. Oh. People can be petty. They can be petty for a little while. They'll eventually have to come to accept it. It's fine. I get it. When you're unhappy with the way something's handled and you just need to lash out in the moment, you know, you'll deal with the repercussions later. It'll happen when they least expect it.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Rifle. Yeah. It deals more damage, just generally. Kills most enemies in one hit. I'm swapping out for it. What? What? Oh, come on. What? That does sound like the actions of someone petty, doesn't it?
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Really? You're not going to spawn enemies directly behind me? To punish me for going for the... Ah. It's unusual. Normally I get punished for going for the caches.
this.
Birds again, huh? That live stream might be fun to watch. I need to do some gutting myself. Whoa! Come on! The fuck even is that? Why is it making me bounce? Silver mine. Oh, is this a... Is this a... Am I gonna love this? Tunnels go to Cauldron. Carbon monoxide poisoning had made me think my wife was talking to me. She said Alan repeatedly. I had convinced myself I was a writer, and I was inside my own story.
Stabbed at my brain. Alice?
Yeah, I'd love to see Microsoft buy Remedy. That would be a fun acquisition.
The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer and ghost stories.
I mean, Quantum Break is a Microsoft-owned IP, right? And there's a lot of people who want a Quantum Break sequel. I haven't played it, so I can't vouch for it. But I mean, it's a Remedy game. They're mostly fantastic, so could be a good time. I mean, I'm talking about Microsoft buying Remedy. I'm here playing Alan Wake on the PS5. Checkpoints are too far away. Oh, that's one of the biggest gripes I can have with video games, is checkpoints too far away. I picked up a physical copy a couple of weeks ago, because there was that moment where it was off the Sony shield. Whatever gave you that idea? Have a look at all the stream layout I've got. By the way, do you want to know what this stream layout with all the PlayStation graphics is called internally in my files? Out of season April Fool's joke. That's the file name with the overlay. Out of season April Fool's joke.png. I like to play games, and I prefer to play games on the platform that they're best on. That's pretty much it. And I think a lot of people agree with that, you know. They like playing video games, and they want to play on the platform that's best for that game. Right? Sometimes it's a matter of convenience. Alan Wake was in a 3 for 2 pre-owned offer. So I picked it up on PS5 because that was the copy that was in the offer. But sometimes it's just whatever it's best on. And convenience is a key part, you know. If a game is on Game Pass or on PS Plus, it's a good reason to check it out. I think it's important to look at these things as what's going to give me the best enjoyment. And if you're completely in the Xbox keep forgetting this word. Ecosystem. If you're completely like wrapped up in the Xbox ecosystem, you know, you don't play Sony, you've never played Sony, then yeah, fair enough. Play on Xbox because that's the platform you know, that's the platform you're familiar with. If you only play PlayStation, you know, back in the day here in the UK, like, PlayStation was huge. If you didn't have a PlayStation, you weren't a cool kid. You know. Fair enough, right? Then stick with what you know. Play on PlayStation. But if you're someone that just loves video games, then, you know, have a think about which platform is best for what you want to play. Because that's probably the platform to grab a game on. It's the one it runs best on. I couldn't climb up there. Extenuating circumstances and factors.
Mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
As long as we're all having fun, that's all I really care about. The whole situation could have been avoided if the CMA just, you know, didn't envision themselves as Jason fighting Goliath, right? Because that's how they envision themselves. They envision themselves as the small legislator that stood up to the big company. That's how they envision themselves. It's all about glory. Being able to say, we stood up to Microsoft. Right? You got to think about what's best for the consumer, not what's best for your pride. is, it's obviously a matter of sticking it to Microsoft. Saying, we told this big American company what they can and can't do. The cloud market that they're sort of claiming exists, that's yet to be seen. That really is yet to be seen. I think if cloud gaming is going to exist in the way that the CMA sees it, 15, 20 years. Meanwhile, all these companies in the first 10 of those 15 to 20 years are going to have Microsoft games, Activision Blizzard King games, as part of a 10-year deal that's already been signed and enshrined into law. But I say the CMA should just shut the fuck up, admit they're wrong. One of the suggestions I've heard is like the CMA will find some way to make it look like that their mind has been changed. A lot of like UK politics works like this. It's like we received new information which has made clear shortcomings in our original verdict, you know, that sort of thing. They won't come out and say, we were wrong. They will say, information has been made clear to us that has changed the way that we look at this deal. Yeah. So, the CMA is probably scrambling right now for some way that they can make themselves look like, oh, we have since been made aware that, without it being obvious that they're just covering their tracks and going, oh, we've been made aware that. Because everything that Microsoft has said, that the CAT has jumped on and said, yeah, that's right, yeah, that's right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Microsoft has already given all that evidence and all that information in their initial sort of, what was it, appeal? CMA's like, nah. CMA's now going to come back and say, oh, upon being provided this new information, and they won't have been given new information. Just be covering their ass. Whatever's going on, I don't think it's like Sony being paid or you know, CMA being paid by Sony or manipulation. I don't see it like that. I don't think that's quite right. Because all you'd have to do, as a company like Microsoft, is just pay the CMA more, wouldn't you? For whatever Sony's paying, offer more. So I don't think it's that. I think it's, the CMA wants to look like the people who fought the big American company and won. See, Britain could defend itself. Oh, they could approach it like that. The news reporting on this has not been entirely accurate, and the CMA does approve of the Microsoft deal and always has. That's sort of like there's no monorail and there never was, you know. Oh fuck, wrong gun. Always approved of the deal in principle. Get your bingo card out, because I think they're gonna say that one. I think there's a high likelihood of them saying that one. You always agreed to the deal in principle.
Shit.
I think we're at the start of the acquisition wars. Begun. The Activision wars have. Acquisition wars. The Activision wars are ongoing. Collusion. What, between the CMA and the FTC? Or collusion between Sony and the CMA because of somebody who formerly worked for Sony? When people get caught out for doing anti-consumer things, things that are like big egregious mistakes, they end up, you know, landing another job, another big position really quickly. So there's a certain understanding that, you know, if you need a criminal lawyer, you need a criminal lawyer. If you need someone that's going to fiddle the numbers, you need someone who was previously fired from somewhere else for fiddling the numbers, right? So I would say the same thing is true about, if you're caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you're easily going to get a job somewhere else where they need someone who's going to stick their hand in the cookie jar. Those skills are transferable. Now, I'm not saying that means there's collusion. I'm just saying that if you were seeking to get someone who's a bit of a bad egg, you hire someone who was previously fired for being a bad egg. It's interesting what's going on with game journalists at the moment, because I heard something along the lines of games journalists are being asked by their management to be kinder on Microsoft, and journalists are choosing not to. I want to know what's going on there. With the clearly anti-Microsoft coverage on so many games journalism sites. Microsoft does something, it's an indication that things are bad. Greedfall releases in a terrible state, and it's Microsoft doesn't know how to manage their companies. Doesn't know how to manage their studios. Forspoken releases in a terrible state.
Yeah, that's fine, because, Sony gives us money.
It's a really, really curious situation, isn't it? Look, I don't trust game journalists as far as I can throw them. I haven't trusted game journalists since, 2011. When was it? When that writer for GameSpot, I think it was GameSpot, it might have been IGN, gave Kane and Lynch 2, a super low review and he got fired. That's when I started to go, I don't trust game journalists anymore. Because clearly his management said, oh, no, you got branding of the game all over the website. We're getting paid by the publisher to promote it. And then you're releasing a review that says it's bad. I think it was Kane and Lynch 2. since then I've been, you know, I've had very little faith in games journalists, and then 2014, and basically ever since then I've had very little faith in access journalism at all. I think the best way to get an opinion on something is to get an opinion from the people that consume the thing. What? Your dream girlfriend? But this came out of nowhere. In change form, a powerful demon, daughter of Mephisto. Wait. Is this Mystique? Oh, Xbox UK tweeted. So glad they don't throw axes while I'm holding flares. They do it as soon as I stop holding the flare, but have a little bit of leeway there. In the face. That was less trouble than I thought it would be, given the way they just showed up on the bridge. The game found an excuse to make me drop all my weapons again. I woke up at the mental hospital. Starting to get hungry now. I had breakfast at like 8 a.m. just after 8. It was cereal, and you know cereal doesn't keep you full for long. This chapter ended up being 2 hours. This episode's way longer than the last one. I'm gonna have to cut it at the end of this episode. I get the feeling I'm close to the end of the episode. How many UE will come before it's too much? UE? Unreal Engine? Upper echelon? Oh. Unreal Engines. We'll keep getting them until, you know, they don't make them anymore. DW and TZ. TZ? Thomas Zane. I miss you, Tom. What happened to Tom? Tom. I miss you, Tom. I think I've said that too many times. I think Thomas Zane's going to appear in my bedroom mirror. A bathroom mirror? Bedroom mirror? I don't have a bedroom mirror. I'm not full of myself. I'm not a narcissist. Maybe they'll be like Firefox and they'll say like, oh, now every release is now a full number, so we're on Firefox 97. This slowdown is so just, like, excessive. Fuck me dead. Yeah, that was... It was amazing how many gaming websites ran with that. Like, they didn't even do a moment's, like, fact-checking. There was an instance of that with Xbox, where Microsoft, when they bought Rare, they thought they owned Donkey Kong Country. That's why Donkey Kong Country is mentioned on the front of the Grabbed by the Ghoulies box. From the creators of Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, not a lie. But Microsoft thought they owned Donkey Kong Country when they bought Rare. Which is just funny. There's a thermos back here. Give me that. I'm overdue my next bowl of cereal. That's not a bad shout.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Indeed. They did a lot of digitizing for
I had to get there fast.
something, but I can't remember what it was. Could you imagine Microsoft and Nintendo being like such close buddies, and they just go Donkey Kong Country on Game Pass. with like 4K renders of the ACM models. Could you imagine?
We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? They got it writing for us.
Hit the deck! Thanks, Doc. I get the vague feeling this is where I played up to when I tried to play this game before. So I remember going to the mental hospital and being like, okay, I'm stopping there. And I think that's where this next episode starts up.
Wake. I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer...
Seriously telling me that writer is how do I quit a game on PlayStation? I think I have to go here and then close game. God. Right, thank you very much for coming. I don't know if I'll be streaming a little bit later on, but we'll see. Until next time, if we live that long, take care. Bye-bye.